When I look at the state of the world, especially where women abuse is concerned, I find myself in a moment like this appreciating the men who carry enough softness to speak up in spaces where often it means that you will be isolated and ostracized. Again, that's redundant. Anyway, but I've been in so many situations where you will hear other men say very negative, hateful things, judgmental things, stereotypical things about women, and other guys will laugh along. You can see some guys are uncomfortable with it, but they don't speak up. And it has always been a pleasure for me to be in a situation where it is not the women who have to speak up, and it always ends up as a sparring, a verbal sparring match, because it's so inflaming, and the frustration and the inflammation of it is due to the fact that you're watching them just stand by. Because whether we like it or not, in every situation there is some sort of power dynamic at a societal level, and sometimes at a personal level, but some people are practicing healthy relationships and all of that. And unfortunately, until so many things are addressed, this will remain. And in a situation like that, other men will only truly draw shame and an investigation of self if another man speaks up. And when that one man speaks up, it then emboldens the other men who are afraid to speak up to also say something, and it gets shut down really, really quickly. I have personally reached a stage where when I hear it, I just say to the person, because they know what they're saying, and they look at you to see what your reaction is, if you're going to say something, if you're going to be a feminist, And I just say, if that has been your experience with women, then your experience is valid, and that's your truth. And I just keep it moving, because it's just one of the things that I have decided not to invest my energy into, especially in spaces like that. It takes away too much. And so I do wish that a lot of men would speak up, because this is why I often refer to Hegel, as problematic as he was, the master-slave dialectic, because it outlines power structures so well and who people respect based on what. And unfortunately, men see other men as that's their equal, and those who have more, whatever that is, something they aspire to. And so those you aspire to, you see as equal, when they respect you or disapprove of you, it means something. It's the same thing as our parents, when we hold them in high regard, that what they say actually, it stays with us for better or for worse. And that's the reason why adults have to be the ones who defend children in situations where it's adults and children. And that's why it's deplorable what's happening in the world. And so, and when I say a soft man, I don't mean a man who's not masculine. Softness is flexibility, it's adaptability, it's water is soft, but then it sometimes it can freeze over and become ice. But softness is so gentle, but it's present when it happens. And so I appreciate all the men who carry enough softness to speak up in those spaces, and even where women are absent. And because one of the saddest things is that often a man having girl children does not necessarily translate into him being a brave man in challenging spaces where the norms are challenged, where the boys' club is challenged. So knowing that even having a child that is a woman, and that it won't change your behavior, you have to know how many men are just unwilling to risk it. So thank you to all the men who always bring in that softness in those harsh, hateful spaces. Happy Wednesday.